the Bay of Naples like a secret worth keeping, Ischia is an island of volcanic cliffs, sun-washed villages, and natural hot springs bubbling straight into the sea. Over 3 unforgettable days, you'll hike into ancient summits, soak in seaside thermal pools, sip wine on terraced hillsides, and dine cliffside as the sun melts into the water. From medieval castles to car-free fishing towns, this is Italy at its most raw, radiant, and quietly spectacular. Best time to visit Ischia. The best time to visit Ischia is May through October, with sweet spots in June and September for warm weather without peak crowds. Expect highs around 75 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 to 29 degrees Celsius. July and August are the hottest and busiest, while May and early October are quieter with better prices, though thermal parks may run reduced hours. Avoid winter unless you're visiting for spa treatments, as many beach spots and restaurants shut down. Airport tips. The closest international airport to Ischia is Naples International Airport, NAP. From there, take a taxi or shuttle to Molo Beverello or Porta di Massa ferry terminals, about a 20 to 30 minute ride, costing around 20 to 30 USD. High-speed ferries to Ischia take 50 to 70 minutes and run frequently throughout the day. Tickets range from 20 to 30 USD depending on the port and ferry type. If you're carrying luggage, opt for Porta di Massa, which handles slower but more spacious ferries. Booking in advance is smart during high season. Where to stay in Ischia? For walkable villages and easy ferry access, stay in Ischia Ponte, home to colorful streets, seaside cafes, and views of the Aragonese castle. Budget guest houses here start at around 90 to 120 USD per night. If you prefer beach access and sunset views, Forio is a great mid-range base. You'll find botanical gardens, wide beaches, and local trattorias all within reach. Hotels here range from 150 to 200 USD per night. For a quieter, upscale stay, choose Sant'Angelo, a car-free village with cliffside hotels and thermal spas. Luxury stays here start from 300 USD per night, often with seaside view terraces and wellness packages. How to get around Ischia. The EAV bus network connects all major towns, beaches, and sites. A one-way ticket costs about 2 USD, or grab a day pass for 5 USD if riding multiple times. For more freedom, rent a small car, around 45 to 60 USD per day. It's ideal for reaching vineyards, remote beaches, and scenic drives. Just note that parking can be tight in summer, and some areas like Sant'Angelo are completely car-free. Day 1. Castles, coastlines, and garden views. Morning. Village stroll and breakfast at Ischia Ponte. Start your first morning in Ischia with a slow stroll through the narrow alleys of Ischia Ponte, the island's oldest seaside village. Pastel buildings rise above cobbled streets, fishing boats line the harbor, and the scent of espresso drifts from open doorways. This is the quiet, authentic side of Ischia. No rush, no crowds, just the rhythm of island life waking up. Make your way to Pasticceria Trani, a local favorite just steps from the waterfront. This tiny bakery is known for its fresh sfogliatella, citrusy lemon tarts, and strong espressos served standing at the bar. Grab a table outside if you can, and enjoy a simple, sweet start to the day as the morning sun warms the stone streets around you. Aragonese Castle. Just a short walk from the village center, cross the narrow stone causeway to reach Aragonese Castle, the crown jewel of Ischia. Perched on a volcanic islet and surrounded by the sea on all sides, this medieval fortress has watched over the island since 474 BC, standing through invasions, eruptions, and centuries of royal intrigue. Inside, winding paths lead you through hidden chapels, crumbling monasteries, terraced gardens, and panoramic viewpoints that stretch across the Gulf of Naples. Walk the Sun Route, a peaceful trail lined with olive trees, fig groves, and wild herbs, or pause at the Church of the Immaculate Conception with its stunning sea-facing altar. Entry costs around 13 USD, and the full walking route takes about 90 minutes to explore. Tickets can be purchased at the entrance, and children under 10 enter for free. It's not just a monument, it's a time capsule, a place where the scent of salt and stone lingers, and every corner reveals a new piece of Ischia's layered past. Late morning, Distillery Aragonese. Back in the heart of Ischia Ponte, just a few minutes walk from the castle, step into Distillery Aragonese, the island's first artisanal distillery. Housed inside a centuries-old Augustine monastery, this quiet stone building has been transformed into one of Ischia's most unexpected highlights. Inside, a small team crafts traditional liqueurs using local fruits, citrus peels, mountain herbs, and even volcanic roots foraged from the hillsides. For around 8 to 10 USD, you can sample a flight of their most iconic creations: fig liquor, Cara brandy, orange wine, and arugula bitters, a bold, peppery favorite unique to the region. The tasting is casual and intimate, with just a few tables set between old barrels and antique copper stills. You won't need more than 30 minutes here, but the flavors are pure Ischia. Wild, fragrant, and rooted in centuries of island tradition. It's a perfect palate opener before heading inland for your afternoon among the vines. Lunch. If you're in the mood for something quick and local, stop by Ischia Salumi, a small deli just outside the village center. Known for its artisan focaccia, this spot fills theirs with ingredients like roasted eggplant, grilled artichokes, olives, and ripe tomatoes. It's a popular grab-and-go option with sandwiches starting around 8 to 10 USD. For a slower lunch with a view, head to Ora's, a waterfront restaurant near the castle. Their seafood menu is built around fresh island ingredients, with dishes like lemon-infused prawns, grilled catch of the day, and local white wine by the glass. A full meal with appetizers and wine typically runs 40 to 50 USD per person. Afternoon. Senatiempo Vini di Ischia. Leave the coast behind and head inland toward the terraced hills above Ischia Porto, where one of the island's oldest wineries has been producing local varietals since 1945. Senatiempo Vini di Ischia is a family-run vineyard rooted in volcanic soil and tradition, and their crisp white wines are served in nearly every restaurant on the island. A standard tasting includes 4 wines, a walk through the ancient wine cave, and a sampling of local cheeses, bruschetta, and cold cuts, all for about 38 USD per person. Visits are by appointment only, and the best experience comes with a late lunch or early afternoon slot when the light of the vineyard is at its most golden. Set aside an hour here to soak it all in, the views, the history, and the flavors that define Ischia in every glass. Archaeological Museum of Pithecusse. After your time among the vineyards, head northwest to the coastal town of Lacho Ameno, one of the island's most elegant seaside villages. Quiet, refined, and full of charm, this area offers a different side of Ischia, one rooted in ancient history and noble villas. Your main stop here is the Archaeological Museum of Pithecusse, located inside the 18th century Villa Arbusto. This peaceful museum holds one of southern Italy's most important collections of Greek artifacts, dating back to the island's earliest settlers in the 8th century BC. You'll see Mycenaean ceramics, black figure pottery, ornate jewelry, and daily tools excavated from ancient burial grounds. The centerpiece of the collection is Nestor's Cup, a small clay vessel with a poetic inscription that marks one of the oldest known examples of written Greek in the world. Entry costs around 6 USD, and most visits take about 45 minutes to an hour. Insider tip: before or after your museum visit, take a short stroll along the nearby promenade to see Il Fungo, Lacho Ameno's iconic mushroom-shaped rock rising out of the sea. It's a popular landmark and one of the island's most photogenic spots. Late afternoon, Giardini La Mortella. From Lacho Ameno, continue just a few minutes inland to reach Giardini La Mortella, one of Ischia's most beloved botanical gardens. Designed by landscape architect Russell Page and developed by Susanna Walton, wife of composer William Walton, the garden blends subtropical and Mediterranean species across a multi-level hillside overlooking the sea. Wander through shaded paths lined with fountains, orchids, exotic succulents, and lotus-covered ponds. Highlights include the Valley Garden and Thai Pavilion, and the panoramic views from the Mediterranean Hill Garden above. The garden is open from April to October, and entrance costs about 13 USD. Plan to spend at least an hour here, especially in late afternoon when the light is soft and the views across Forio begin to glow. Spaggia di San Montano. Just a short drive from Lacho Ameno, make your way to Spaggia di San Montano, a protected bay tucked between 2 rocky cliffs. Its shallow, calm waters and soft golden sand make it one of the most peaceful beaches on the island, perfect for a swim or a quiet stretch in the sun. This is the ideal spot to slow down after a full afternoon, relax along the shoreline, take a dip in the warm water, and as the light begins to shift, stay to watch the sun sink behind the cliffs. The golden glow across the bay and the stillness of the moment make it one of the most serene places on the island. Evening. Dinner at Ristorante Indaco. As night falls, settle in at Ristorante Indaco, a Michelin-starred restaurant perched just above the water at San Montano Bay. With candlelit tables and seaside views, it's one of the most atmospheric spots on the island. The seasonal menu leans into refined Mediterranean flavors, from handmade pasta with sea urchin to local fish with citrus and herbs. A full tasting menu with wine runs between 90 and 130 USD per person. If the terrace is open, be sure to dine outdoors. The setting is as memorable as the meal. Day 2. From cliffside sunrises to sunset views. Morning. Chiesa del Sorcoso. Start your day at Chiesa del Sorcoso, a small cliffside church perched high above the sea in Forio. In the early morning light, this quiet whitewashed sanctuary becomes one of the most breathtaking places on the island. As the sun rises behind the church and casts its first light over the bay, the sky turns soft shades of orange and gold. The stillness, the ocean air, and the panoramic views make this one of Ischia's most peaceful and unforgettable sunrise spots. Breakfast at Seasons Lounge Bar and Restaurant. After sunrise, head into town and stop at Seasons Lounge Bar and Restaurant, a relaxed cafe just minutes from the church. Known for its waterfront setting and laid-back vibe, this spot serves warm pastries, seasonal fruit, and espresso drinks with a sea view. Breakfast here typically costs around 8 to 12 USD, making it an easy, scenic stop before the beach. Spiaggia della Chiaia. Just a short walk from the town center, arrive at Spiaggia della Chiaia, one of Forio's wildest and most relaxed beaches. With its shallow waters, soft sand, and calm surf, it's perfect for a slow morning swim or a quiet stretch under the sun. The beach is popular with locals, but rarely crowded in the morning, offering peaceful views of the bay and distant cliffs. Whether you take a dip or simply lay back with a coffee from one of the nearby kiosks, this is a perfect spot to ease into the day at your own pace. Afternoon. Lunch at Cantados Wine Shop or Ristorante Coracor. After your beach morning, walk into the center of Forio for a relaxed lunch. Cantados Wine Shop offers seasonal seafood dishes paired with island wines in a cozy, wine-forward setting, ideal if you're looking to linger over a small meal. Just nearby, Ristorante Coracor serves rustic Ischia flavors in a more casual trattoria-style space. Both are within walking distance from the coast, and you can expect to spend around 25 to 35 USD per person for a full meal with wine. Whether you go refined or traditional, this part of Forio offers a lunch setting that feels both local and unhurried. Giardini Ravino. Just a few-minute drive from the center of Forio, step into the unexpected world of Giardini Ravino, a private botanical garden filled with towering succulents, lush Mediterranean plants, and bursts of exotic color. Created by a retired sea captain, the garden winds through terraces dotted with cacti, palm trees, and peacocks roaming freely. There's a small cafe tucked under the vines where you can pause for an herbal tea or fresh juice. Entry costs about 12 USD, and you'll want to spend at least 45 minutes soaking in the playful, tropical charm. Late afternoon. Spiaggia di Citara. From the gardens, head south to Spiaggia di Citara, one of Ischia's most scenic and expansive beaches. With soft golden sand and wide views of the open sea, this bay is ideal for a relaxing swim or a quiet stretch on a sunbed. The beach is surrounded by gentle caves and dotted with cafes, giving it a more open, sun-drenched feel than Chiaia. It's a great place to unwind in the late afternoon light, especially as the beach begins to empty out. Insider tip. If you're in the mood for thermal relaxation, skip the swim and book a few hours at Giardini Poseidon, the island's largest thermal park located right on the bay. With over 20 mineral pools, Roman-style steam grottos, and sea views from nearly every corner, it's a perfect place to recharge before sunset. The entrance starts at around 38 USD. Evening, Punta Imperatore Lighthouse Viewpoint. As the sun begins to set, make your way up to the Punta Imperatore Lighthouse, perched high on a cliff overlooking Ischia's rugged west coast. It's one of the island's most dramatic and least touristy viewpoints, quiet, cinematic, and worth the climb. You can either hike up from the road below or drive most of the way and walk the final stretch. At the top, the wind picks up, the cliffs drop away beneath you, and the horizon lights up in gold. Bring a small aperitivo or just stay for the silence. This is where the island feels wild again. Dinner at Lucy Restaurant. End your day with dinner at Lucy Restaurant, tucked near the Punta Imperatore Lighthouse and offering one of the most atmospheric dining settings on the island. The menu is refined yet deeply rooted in local tradition with a modern approach to Mediterranean flavors. Chef Antonio Monti's signature dish, U Cala, is a vibrant medley of seasonal vegetables, a creative take on Ischia peasant cooking, elevated with fine technique and presentation. The full tasting experience ranges from $40 to $60 per person, with wine pairings available. Between the cliffside setting and the candlelit terrace, this is one of Ischia's most quietly spectacular places to dine. Day 3. Peaks, hot springs, and coastal villages. Morning. Hike to Mount Epomeo. Begin your final day on Ischia with a journey to the island's highest point, the summit of Monte Epomeo, standing at 2,589 feet. Start with a short drive to the mountain village of Serrata Fontana, where the paved roads turn to trail just outside the village center. From there, the 45-minute hike winds gently uphill through chestnut groves, volcanic rock, and sweeping open views. The trail is well-marked and accessible year-round, and though the climb is steady, it's not overly difficult. As you ascend, the silence of the forest gives way to panoramic vistas stretching across the island and out to the sea, with views of the Capri, Procida, and even the Bay of Naples on a clear day. At the summit, you'll find a small stone chapel carved into the rock and a weathered terrace where wild herbs grow between the cracks. It's quiet, breezy, and breathtaking, a place to catch your breath and take in the full scope of Ischia's volcanic beauty. Insider tip. On your way to Serrata Fontana, consider a quick stop at Casa Museo, a small ethnographic museum housed in a traditional hillside home. The rooms are filled with tools, furniture, and photographs documenting life on the island in centuries past. A simple but meaningful look on mountain culture in Ischia. Entry is free, and a quick 20-minute visit is all you need. Late morning, brunch at La Porta di Agartha. On your way back from the summit, stop at La Porta di Agartha, a rustic hillside restaurant nestled along the trail near Fontana. Surrounded by volcanic rock and greenery, it's the perfect place to pause after the climb. The menu features house-made pasta, grilled sausage, local cheeses, and garden vegetables, all served with a carafe of island wine and panoramic views. The setting is laid back and scenic, with terraced seating that looks out across southern Ischia. Expect to spend around $25 to $35 per person for a satisfying brunch with wine. Afternoon. Wine tasting at Cantina Raustella. Continue your descent toward the southwest side of the island and make a stop at Panza for a relaxed tasting at Cantina Raustella. Set on a quiet slope with sea views, this small family-run vineyard offers a welcoming, down-to-earth experience. Tastings take place in a shaded garden or under a gazebo overlooking the coast, and typically includes generous pours of white and red wines made from local grapes, along with platters of cured meats, cheeses, and house-pickled vegetables. For around $20 to $25, you'll get a full taste of Ischia's rustic wine culture in one of the most peaceful corners. Baia di Sorgeto. Just a short walk from Panza, arrive at Baia di Sorgeto, one of Ischia's most unique natural wonders. Here, hot thermal springs bubble up from beneath the sea, mixing with cool salt water to create a natural open-air spa right along the rocky shoreline. Access is either by boat or via a long staircase descending from the cliffs above. Once you reach the water, find a spot among the warm pools and soak as you watch the steam rise between the rocks. The temperature varies depending on the tide and where you sit. Some pockets reach over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. It's a natural experience and best enjoyed without a schedule. Bring water shoes for comfort and stay as long as the view holds you. Late afternoon, Le Fumarole de Maronti. From Sorgeto, continue along the coast either by boat or a short drive to reach Le Fumorole de Maronti, a stretch of volcanic beach where steam rises straight from beneath the sand. For centuries, locals have used this geothermal heat to cook food underground and soothe sore muscles. Walk barefoot along the shoreline and you'll feel the warmth underfoot. Some parts of the beach are hot enough to boil an egg, while others make for a naturally heated sunbed. It's a surreal and fascinating spot, not for swimming, but perfect for a quiet rest and a brush with the raw energy that still simmers beneath the island's surface. Evening, Sant'Angelo Village Walk. Arrive in Sant'Angelo, a quiet, car-free village on the island's southern tip. With pastel buildings tucked around a small harbor and narrow lanes winding up the hillside, this is one of Ischia's most picturesque places to explore. Take your time strolling through the whitewashed alleys, browsing small boutiques, and watching boats come and go from the marina. As evening sets in, the entire village glows in soft light, and the breeze off the water carries the scent of lemon trees and salt air. Dinner at Ristorante Deus Neptunus. For your final dinner on the island, settle in at Ristorante Deus Neptunus, perched high above the sea on the edge of Sant'Angelo. Known for its panoramic views and fresh seafood, this family-run spot serves dishes like grilled octopus, house-made scagliatelle with clams, and lemon-scented shrimp tartare. The service is warm, the wine list highlights local whites, and dinner here typically runs between $35 and $50 USD per person. If you can, request a table near the railing. The view at twilight is unforgettable. From volcanic trails to steaming coves, sunlit vineyards to cliffside dinners, Ischia leaves you slower, saltier, and somehow lighter. If this guide helped, give it a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. Planning more time nearby? Don't miss our guides to Capri and Positano, both just a ferry ride away.